London has been my home over the last 19 years.
London is a great place to live. Over the years it has changed a lot.
London is a beautiful city. It has got a lot of old places.
Everyone's got a point of view, and if we express them creatively, this is a way of getting a message out to people, to maybe even educate and make them understand what is going on in the society that they don't maybe realise.
But the one that amuses me is this one.
Describe what it is.
This one is the Prime Minister, this is from the 1970s, the Prime Minister of the day, being severely shorted off by his Education Secretary, who was the MP for Finchley. Does anybody who know who that was? It was Margaret Thatcher. Oh, you know, of course. Yeah, I bet he was refreshing ever having brought her into his government. Just brought back memories. Bad ones. Because it paved the way, that conversation actually paved the way for her becoming Prime Minister.
How?
Because she demanded to know who was running the country. The government or the National Union of Mine Workers.
Showing on his politician, and
if you want to be political career, whatever.
just showing on his politician.
I worked in the House of Parliament in 1990.
We said we weren't going to discuss politics.
1994. If you're an honest politician, you're fit. You have to lie, you have to be a good liar. And a good man, and a good man. You have to lie good.
What do you think about
Where's
it?
Carol? I need to hear how you support me.
I don't usually take a lot of notice of any politics at all because they all drive me mad.
Yeah.
They all tell lies.
And they must be all really thick because when they sent out those things for the MPs to vote, some of the MPs got too many. Well, surely they know how many MPs there are and how many they've got to send out.
Yes, they do.
What about this fellow who's trying
Why
to...
did they have not? Oh.
What about this fellow who's trying to get into Buckingham Palace? What is he doing?
London. Loud but lovely. Long roads. Lawyers and layabouts. Luxury. Lampposts and light pollution. Lonely but crowded. Lewisham lass. Lads, ladies, louts. Less fortunate. Loughton. Oligarchs ordained. Orpington. Of great importance. Official capital. Nightlife and nautical side by side. New and old. Noise and pollution. Diamonds, dungeons and drains. Divas and devils. Dancers and drunks. Ducks and drakes. Order and chaos. Ordinary people. Old city. Oval and velodrome. Nationalities together. Nature and noise. Never dull. New communities. Nice in the sun. Nuisance and nonsense. Nurses and nurseries. Nature and noise.
So my man is Mr. T, because around that period there was a lot of people going around with the big thick chains and, you know, the ghetto blasters, and it reminds me of that kind of era. You know, a lot of black people, they had the big like bracelets and chains just like Mr. T, but I'm trying to work out first if that came first or Mr. T really. But,
I have a picture of myself, something similar, in that sort of trousers and the platform shoes and the hairstyle. It has come back, and some people are still, the young ones, they are still wearing wigs, you know, to get the length of longer hair, mostly in an afro or in what we call the jerry curls, like curls.
To me, it seemed like most of us had a sort of identity. We had our own groups. It was more like revolutionary music, you know, the rap and the hip hoppers. Back then, it was more like revolutionary and statements and hard hitting. It was more than anything else. I would have thought it was the time we was in, really, but I'm not sure what made it change to how it is now. So you wouldn't find a problem at bearding tall man?
No.
Calling it madam?
No, not at all.
I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not against the gender change and whatever. It's just
He should have shaved his beard, or she should have shaved her beard
Just the
off.
appearance.
Yeah.
No, it just, it wouldn't bother me. If that's what they wanted, that's what they wanted.
I think it depends on what they mean by transgender. Is that someone in transition from one gender to another?
Yeah.
Someone who has already transitioned from one gender to another. If he's now a woman, then even though he might still have a beard, or she might still have a beard.
If he totally transitioned to a woman, he wouldn't have a beard.
I met my first transgender person about 3 years ago. It was a test on me too. I treat them as right, but it's the same. I guess it's the same as race 50 years ago, where we talked about race.
During my lifetime, most of it has been in London, overpriced in London, property, restaurants, everything. Neighbours, always had lovely neighbours, especially as now I'm older and I have a disability. Old buildings, old streets, old lives. lifestyle. Old folk, all old days, they're all gone. And I miss it terribly.
London has been my home over the last 19 years. Never has been more happier. Deeply in my heart that often I even cry of happiness because no other place has given me this wonderful time.
It's equality, the time is now.
¿Y por qué?
Porque después de casi 50 años, todavía estamos esperando que los hombres nos den la igualdad. ¿Y seguiremos esperando? Es la pregunta. Que todavía en empleo es desigualdad. Y aquí también en Estados Unidos. Y en Latinoamérica ni se diga. Y no solamente es el salario, sino también ¿cómo te dijera? El hecho de ser mujer lo disminuye a uno como trabajador. Para seguir protestando. A ver si algún día nos ponen en el sitio que merecemos.
Living in the city, on the wrong side of town, never feeling safe. Dealers drag me down. Oh, to be back home again, nurtured by my own.
They say that one man's rubbish is another man's gold. Outside can be very bright, loud, sunny, rainy, but also dark and quiet. But also in that quiet dark can be danger.
The one with the computer game, really, I think that game was called Pong. And it's one of the first, if not the first, computer game from the 70s. And which is now, of course, turned into a £1 billion industry, computer games. And this picture is interesting because the adult seems to be explaining to the child how to play this game. Whereas nowadays, it's more the children explaining to the adults how to play these games. And the technology has moved on so much since then.
In 10 years' time, there'll be more people from different cultures like they already have for the last 50 years, and be more people. In 100 years' time, we'll probably have aliens.
But there's no doubt that technology is going to play a bigger part in our lives.
I believe we're gonna lose a lot of jobs where people actually work, and it's going to be more computer-led, and computers will be taking the jobs away from the people.
It'll probably be all built-up areas. Nobody will go out and do any exercise. It'll all be done from home via the computer on equipment you have in your house.
What we never talked about was the air we're breathing. they're going to find some technology to charge us for that as well.
I don't know, I might be able to use a computer, which I can't at the moment.
Kind of the way that we've neglected the planet and the way that the planet is kind of almost used up as a resource. And in the future, I believe we may have to abandon it completely.
I'm usually an eternal optimist, but I think things are just getting worse, and I can't see anything getting better unless there's some drastic sort of change.
In 1,000 years' time, I should be living in space somewhere. On a space island in Mars or Pluto or somewhere like that.
Travelling to space will become like, you know, getting on the underground. Everything's gonna move forward, and I think it's gonna get worse before it gets any better.
You know, I don't want to paint a depressing picture for people because there's always hope, I guess would be my last kind of thought. There's always hope that we can change things, you know. Like I say, there is a groundswell for change, and maybe that will happen. So there is hope for the human race.
Socially, I don't know what's, the way things are looking at the moment, it's hard to be too optimistic about anything. And yes, things have a habit of working themselves out. So by and large, I wouldn't want to be too pessimistic. I'm sure we'll find a way around whatever problems crop up.
Lewisham is one of Greater London boroughs. Other people love to live in this city. National peoples of ethnic groups. Diversity, especially in many blocks of flats. Others live in houses. National gardens all around London, which is a great city.
Let me enjoy life, old as I am, 66. Nice to come and meet people at the hospice. Don't let your problems stop you from enjoying life to the full. October, I will be going to let the sun blister me in Barbados. Never let anything stop you enjoying life. I came to London in 1964 when I was 10 years old. People on the plane were screaming, and I said, well, what's wrong with them? From when I was small, my gran told me, don't be afraid of anything.